Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the real reason Target is failing and it failed in Canada. This is the infographic show. Their links in the description as always, but if you can wait till after this video to check them out. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I didn't know Target is failing. I think it's no surprise that I absolutely love Target. I'll be interested to see the reasons why people think it's failing for. I thought it was quite a great store and a big store across the US. Yeah, so I'm interested. This is news to me.
It's a family shopping trip. Mom is stocking up on meat for dinner and brownie mix for the bake sale, while Dad is busy comparing specs on power tools like his life depends on it. Your little brother has claimed his favorite sugar-filled breakfast cereal and is now busy demanding a remote-controlled race car. Meanwhile, your sister tried on some new outfits before heading to the Starbucks, and you've got your part-time job money burning a hole in your pocket. Today is the day you'll get your hands on that new gaming controller. Yes, there is something for everyone at Target, at least for now. The beloved big box store, once considered a close rival to Walmart, has hit some rough waters. We're revealing where it all went wrong on today's episode of the Infographic Show, why Target is failing and failed in Canada. For a while, it seemed like every city and suburb in America had a big box store. These massive institutions combined just about everything you could need under one roof. They had clothing sections, appliance sections, and toy sections. Take that, Macy's, Sears, and Toys R Us. Soon they even started adding grocery stores, mostly packaged goods at first, but soon they added meat sections, frozen aisles, even produce. Kmart was one of the first stores of this type, but soon it was eclipsed by Walmart, a retail giant that seemed to pop up everywhere. Walmart dominated on price and selection, but it also took some heat for its aggressive business tactics.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have heard of Kmart, but obviously I think a lot of people have heard of Walmart and Target. But Kmart, I think, kind of goes under the radar a little bit.
And a reputation for having a less than welcoming atmosphere. There was space for a new competitor, and that is where Target stepped into the fray. Originally known as Dayton's Dry Goods Company, Target was founded in 1902, but the first discount supermarket it became known for was opened in 1962. After several mergers and purchases, it developed its own brand, a trendy seasonal focus on low-cost merchandise of every kind. And while the initial stores were fairly small, today the average Target store is around 125,000 square feet. You'll not only find all the merchandise sectors you're looking for, including more entertaining things like a book corner, but you can even have a snack or lunch there. Most Targets have a Starbucks in the front, and some even had a Pizza Hut Express. And they also have a major X factor, a friendly dog mascot named Bullseye on all the promotions. So it's no surprise Target soon exploded as a brand. Through the 1980s, Target wasn't very well known due to mostly being located in the Midwest. That started to change in the 1990s with the launch of larger stores known as Target Greatland. Then came Super Target locations, adding full grocery departments and turning Target into a one-stop shopping destination. Today, most Targets follow this expanded format, but the company didn't stop there. They also introduced city Target stores to serve urban areas and Target Express locations for smaller, faster shopping trips. The company kept growing and growing to the point that it operates just under 2,000 stores in the United States as of 2025, which makes
that's a lot of stores. But I think it's I think that's why it is so popular, is because you don't need to go anywhere else. You can get pretty much everything you need in one shop, which obviously is so much better for everybody than having to go around different shops.
Makes it one of the powerhouses in the big box store market. Target's rise has been helped by the demise of many of its competitors. Sears and Kmart are both defunct now, with the last few stores expected to wind down operations if they haven't already. Wholesalers Costco and Sam's Club have just under 1,600 locations respectively, but both specialize in larger format goods and require a membership, which puts them in a different sector. And then, of course, there is the big dog. Walmart is still the absolute dominant player in the retail sector, with over 10,700 stores open worldwide as of 2025.
Wow, so I'm guessing then, because you said worldwide for Walmart, I'm guessing Walmart's in other places, whereas Target is just in America? Let me know in the comments below if that's right.
Target is nowhere near competing on that level, but maybe it doesn't have to. There's something to be said for the likable, scrappy underdog and building a loyal fan base. So then why does everyone seem to be mad at Target these days? The higher you get, the further you fall, and much of Target's model was based on being the good guy. For years, Target built a reputation as the better place to shop and to work. Customers saw Target as offering high-quality products, a better selection than Walmart, and even fresher
Okay.
food. Meanwhile, employees often praise Target for paying higher wages and offering better schedules and working conditions compared to its biggest competitor. Was all of that true? On average, they did perform better on customer service reviews, but every location is different, and Walmart has consistently outdone them on sales. Target had one big edge over Walmart, but they may have reached a bit too far. One of the big ways both companies saved their customers money was with house brands. Anyone who grew up in a working-class household knows these all too well. They're usually familiar but off-brand. Maybe you grew up eating an oat
Okay.
cereal with marshmallows called Magic Gems, or a spiced soda named Sergeant Paprika. In Canada, these are often called the no-name brand and are known for their famous plain yellow packaging. And Walmart took a similar approach, naming their house brand Great Value and giving it a classic blue look. One of the things that Target's best known for is its variety of house brands. The most famous is their Market Pantry food brand, which is a simple red design. But they
I didn't even notice any of that when we went. I just kind of, that didn't really click on to me.
added additional food brands like Good and Gather for healthier options and Favorite Day for bakery treats. They also have multiple in-house clothing brands and even a pet food and accessories brand named Boots and Barkley.
That's cool.
No matter what you want, the odds are Target carries a house brand version of it, but the fancy names make people expect more, and even the slightest blip in quality is likely to get them annoyed. And that is a problem. If you're the good guy, it doesn't take much to upset people. Target isn't on the verge of closing anytime soon, but that doesn't mean that things are looking great right now. In late 2024, the company reported a dreadful fiscal third quarter result, with the company's shares plummeting 21%. This was partially due to
That's not good.
inflation as the economic issues hit the company hard, but this wasn't happening across the board. Walmart saw its shares rise 3% after posting its much more positive results. That was a vibe shift which made many people think the Goliath was just getting warmed up, and the trouble was just beginning for Target.
Yeah, that's
Target's
quite a big drop for Target. And although it's not really that much of an increase for Walmart, the drop is massive.
gotten into quite a lot of social media controversy over recent years, not all of it their fault. The company raised some controversy over its shoplifting policy, which was in stark contrast to Walmart. The larger chain is known for its aggressive security, which anyone who has tried to get around that guy checking receipts knows very well. Target, however, seemed to have lighter security, and many shoplifters got away with it, or so it seemed.
Oh.
Target was actually tracking them, waiting for them to get over the felony threshold for theft, and then having the police arrest them on serious charges. Retail as a whole has
Maybe.
always been in a
Maybe that's why they're losing money, because they're letting people just steal.
precarious position since Amazon came on the scene. Big box stores like Target and Walmart are only escaping the crisis zone due to their supply of groceries and other items that are less likely to be purchased online. And
Okay.
it's not the first time Target's hit rough waters, and the last time it left an entire country. Target is currently only in the United States, a big change from Walmart,
Okay.
which has locations in 24 countries around the world. But it did try to go international in the 2010s. Canada. While most Canadians would bristle at the idea that they're not different from the USA, the two do have a lot in common. They're both
Yeah.
English-speaking North American countries who share a border, a lot of business, and even a landmark in Niagara Falls. It's
Yeah.
usually the first stop for companies looking to expand their global market share. And in 2011, Target made a big move by acquiring the leases of over 200 stores of the defunct Zellers chain. So, how did it go so spectacularly wrong?
Yeah,
After
I
the
would
first
have thought like it would have gone great.
Target opened in Canada, they expanded fast. In less than 2 years, they were operating in over 100 stores across the country, including one in the Mega Mall shopping center in West Edmonton Mall. Things seemed to be looking bright, but not for long. The company was losing money fast, and on January 15th, they made the abrupt decision to exit the Canadian market. The company ultimately closed
Wow.
all 133 stores, costing the country 17,600 jobs and lost over $2.5 billion. It was one of the
lot.
biggest black eyes in the company's history. And you can't blame politics for this one. The biggest problem for Target in Canada was simply they didn't understand how difficult it would be to operate in a whole other market. To be cost-effective, they would need to supply many things locally to avoid border tariffs and shipping delays. But they didn't understand the Canadian supply chain, and their stores hit many unexpected delays. Customers would walk in, find empty shelves, and walk right out. This led Target to have to sell less desirable products at a deep discount. When higher-end products did show up, they were anything but a value proposition, and customers didn't develop the same attachment to Target that Americans did. But there was
Okay.
another issue: competition. Target was a late addition to the Canadian market, and Canucks were already well supplied with choices. Walmart was a strong force in Canada, having entered in 1994
Oh, yeah.
and currently
So everyone's already used to something. Why change it if it's going well?
having over 400 stores in the Great North. But it would also face unexpected competition from a local favorite, Real Canadian Superstore. It has a very similar business model to Target, and it offers deep discounts and a wide variety of exclusive products that can only be found in Canada. With only 119 locations currently, it's not a huge chain, but it is one with a loyal following, and one that Target was never quite able to break into. And so Target left Canada with its tail between its legs and some very costly lessons. Target has been effective at leveraging customer loyalty in the US up until now, but it didn't have any of that in Canada. It didn't quite understand the Canadian market or how to deliver on its brand promise yet. It needed leadership that would be able to think on its feet and change the business plan. Target might have pulled it off if only they hadn't launched so aggressively. They poured money into rapid expansion, digging themselves into a deep financial hole before it was even clear whether their business model would work in Canada. And by the time they realized that they needed to course correct, the damage was already done, and they were in serious trouble. Will the same fate follow the American chain? While the signs are grim, the news might not be all bad for Target. After all, the American news cycle is short. Will the focus on the current Target boycott be able to maintain itself when there are new causes to protest every other day? It's not entirely clear, but Target's biggest problem might be its simplicity. Unlike companies like Disney or Meta, where you have to check twice to figure out who owns what, Target is just one store. It's easy to remember, and it's even easier to avoid. But even if it keeps falling, it has a long way to fall. Remember those companies that Target helped to speed up the demise of? Sears and Kmart were declining for decades. Sears still has 8 locations left and is hanging on by its fingernails. Kmart has 1 small location left in the mainland US and a few more in US territories. Big companies very rarely go out of business overnight, and Target is in no danger of doing that. Its current market cap is just under $44 billion, so its current decline is more of a failure of comparison to anything else. But that doesn't mean its competition will be letting up anytime soon. Right now, there's only one thing on many people's minds: tariffs. The economy might be hit by a meteor soon as countless products become much more expensive or harder to find due to a trade war. That means that people will be searching for a low-cost alternative, and they may find it at Target's competition. Walmart sources a comparatively large percentage of its own goods from American manufacturers compared to Target. The bulk choices of Sam's Club and Costco might be more cost-effective for families who need a large amount of a product. And there is another big competitor that might come into play if things get very hard. Over the last decade, many shoppers have been thinking small by getting many household goods and groceries from the dollar store instead. Super chains, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, and Dollar General can...
The thing is the dollar store things are actually really good. Like, a lot of stuff in there is really good, so why would you pay more expensive for the same thing? Cheaper, why would you?
Now be found in just about every strip mall in America. These low-cost alternatives often allow people to save valuable money by purchasing off-brand goods in smaller packages. While these chains are struggling financially themselves due to overexpansion, they're another key competitor in a rough retail sector. And that may give Target its biggest challenge yet. There is one thing more valuable than any quarterly sales report, and that is customer loyalty. If people get out of the habit of shopping at Target, it may be very challenging to get them back into it. And that's what happened to one of Target's biggest competitors, the local mall. People used to visit those glittering retail scapes for everything under the sun. And then Amazon happened, and it suddenly became a lot less essential. Now malls are declining fast and scrambling to get people back in the door. While Target isn't likely to be replaced on that scale, it needs to find a way to rebound before its declining becomes a fast-rolling ball, and before all those shoppers start turning back to old great value. Now let's head over to the gaming section to see if you should pick up the newest Microsoft console. Watch the real reason Xbox is...
That was a good video, but I really hope Target doesn't go. I mean, it sounds like it's gonna, if it did go, it would take a long time anyway because it's so high up. So that's positive, but yeah, hopefully not. But like you said, you know, the cost of things does really play a factor in where you shop. If you can get something for cheaper at a different shop, why would you pay more? Why would you pay for it more at another shop? Yeah. So fingers crossed Target doesn't go. Otherwise, I won't be going ever again. That's really sad. So please, can at least stay up until next April so I can go back. If you guys could like and subscribe, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day.